So I'm gonna make this really quick here. I've already went over some of these things before, um, but I talked about a situation last year. Regardless of what people think I should do or whatever, I've already went over those things. I explained them, and so I expect people to take my word for my word. One of the reasons that motivated even sharing a post the other day. But with all that being said, um, I've made a lot of different statements regarding this situation over the past several years. And in some ways, it has kind of distracted me. Not because necessarily it being a distraction itself, um, I feel like certain things became a priority instead of strengthening the things that I had, going back to my first thing. Um, which should have been a priority in the first place. But with all that being said, um, a lot of things happen, and it made me really uncomfortable to be in a situation to where, um, as I've said, it was different people involved, but yet, you know, it felt like I was the only one receiving punishment for a situation where I honestly cared about, two separate people, and I didn't want to hurt people, and that's the reason why I made certain movements in the first place. Um, and so to even go through all of that in the midst of that was trying. Um, but as I said, I learned, I grew, I learned where I was wrong, where I could have done better, um, and I learned not to speak before the time. Um, but I've been very vocal about how I feel lately, um, even going back a month or two. Um, and people have known about this for a while, going on half a year now at this point. Like, I think we're going into May, and so, I've been voiced certain things. Um, and even me bringing up the relationship situation with, this was actually a situation where it was with the woman that I said, you know, I should have married a while ago. Um, and she ended up married. Um, brought up that situation not because of, you know, relational trauma, different things, because I want that situation back. Because remember, when I brought that situation up, I said that she was married. I'm not going to go approach no married woman. I don't want to approach a dude girlfriend. There's too many women in the world to go after somebody who is taken or who doesn't want you. And so, the only reason why I brought up that story was for a learning experience. Um, I brought up her talents and different things, um, not to try to bring any comparison or different things to people. Um, the reason why I brought up her talents is because number one, it was an interesting blend of talents, and it kind of gave a backdrop to how we interacted with each other, um, and then as well.